Lightning fans, Hannah Hill here with your Tampa Bay Lightning pregame preview. The Tampa Bay Lightning fell in overtime in Tampa against the Vegas Golden Knights Thursday night, but they did leave that game with 1 point. Coach John Cooper ended up saying that, "I liked everything about our game." The Lightning looked to bring some momentum and motivation back to their bench in tonight's game against the Chicago Blackhawks, as Victor Hedman will be in the lineup. You can expect Brian Elliott between the pipes for the Bolts, and all the action begins at 7 o'clock. It was a very physical game for the Tampa Bay Lightning as they had a couple minor injuries, starting off with Nikita Kucherov, as it seemed that he blocked a shot with his foot, but he did end up shaking it off. Now going on to Steven Stamkos, it looked like he fell down and he got it kind of tangled with a couple of the members of the Chicago Blackhawks, and when he stood up, you could see the obvious discomfort. He ended up leaving that first period early and he did not return to the game. That final injury in this game was Anthony Cirelli. It looked like he collided with one of the players of the Blackhawks. He went back into the locker room, but he came right back out and he played the remaining of the game. At 6:21 in this second period, Brayden Point ended up finding the back of the net, getting the Lightning on the board in tonight's tight-knitted game. The action picked up once again in this third period as former Bolt Terry Radish ended up finding the back of the net, tying up the game at 1 in this third period. The very end of this third period was all Tampa Bay Lightning as Brayden Point regained the Tampa Bay Lightning's lead, making it 2-1. But leave it to Brandon Hagel, who was a former Chicago Blackhawk. He ended up scoring against his former team, securing the 3-1 win against the Chicago Blackhawks. The Tampa Bay Lightning will be back on it tomorrow night as they'll be hosting the Winnipeg Jets. Brayden, tonight is the second game where you've scored back-to-back goals. How does that bring momentum to the lineup? You guys lost Steven Stamkos at the end of that first period. How do you keep them in motivation despite being down a core player? How do you bring tonight's win and puck control onto tomorrow's game against the Jets? Losing a core player like Steven Stamkos at the end of the first period isn't ideal for the team. How do you stay focused after losing a core player like that? Hagel and Cirelli have been executing well in the PK. What has been a contributing factor to that success?